Hello, Dr. Sanchez and class, and welcome to my graduate research project presentation, Online Ambassador Programs and Their Benefits. In a largely technological world, online access and Wi-Fi is almost guaranteed wherever you go. From coffee shops to work to the recent surge of Amazon purchases, people can be seen utilizing the internet for a multitude of reasons. One of these reasons is online education. But how do schools attract and retain students with a physical distance between them? In the following presentation, I will explain the benefits of online ambassador programs and how they are profitable for all parties involved. My hypothesis is twofold. First, online ambassador programs are beneficial to all parties involved. This includes the potential students looking to enroll, the ambassadors themselves, and of course, the university. I will discuss the specific benefits gained for each of these parties at a later time. Implementation of a successful ambassador program is no easy task. The second part of my hypothesis states that an ambassador training program must be strategic in its implementation. It should consist of a three-tiered approach. Step 1 must involve teaching of specific institution knowledge. This includes things such as what programs are offered and how many students are typically enrolled in an online course. The second part of the training must ensure that ambassadors are technologically savvy. Tools such as Skype, Zoom, or other online platforms must be utilized fluently and accurately to ensure appropriate amounts of connection time with potential students. Finally, ambassador training must include an interpersonal teaching aspect. Skills such as communication can be improved upon in order to relate to the student as well as present the university in a favorable but honest light. In summary, online ambassador programs can be an asset to all involved with the proper training. During this presentation, I will discuss the following topics. First, I will define ambassadors as well as the online student. I will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of online education and relay some facts regarding its current state. Next, I will discuss the benefits of the parties' participation in an online ambassador program, the students, the ambassadors, and the education institution themselves. Next, I will provide an overview of the essential components required for an online ambassador program. Again, they are knowledge of the institution, knowledge of current technology, and effective interpersonal skills. Throughout the presentation, I will be using scholarly resources to support my work. During these instances, I will discuss each study's suggestions and how it relates to the implementation of an ambassador program, as well as the study's limitations. Finally, I will discuss the implications of an ambassador program in the 21st century. This includes how it can align with strategic business goals and future technology. First and foremost, let's define student ambassador. Student ambassadors are students selected to represent their university. They are often current students, but occasionally consist of alumni as well. Ambassadors are tasked with introducing new students to campus, fielding questions regarding student life, and ultimately demonstrating to the potential student population why they should enroll at the school. Ambassador tasks typically consist of tours, meet and greet tables, and other physical on-campus roles. However, online ambassadors who are encouraging online students to attend the university must approach their role a bit differently. Online students have no use for talk of the school's gym, athletic programs, or dorm life. Instead, ambassadors must focus on selling the program, courses, and professors offered by the school. Ambassadors must convince students of the benefits of attending a program, all without ever meeting or interacting in person. So why put so much energy into an online ambassador program? According to a study by the Babson Survey Research Group, 5.8 million students were enrolled in online education in 2016. Additionally, 1 in 4 higher education students is taking at least one course online, making distance education quite mainstream. Allen and Seaman credit the spike of education to various factors. First, online courses offer the flexibility and mobility to work wherever and whenever. The appeal of being able to complete classwork from the comfort of a home or thousands of feet above the ground in an airplane is appealing to those with full-time jobs, families, and other priorities. Additionally, changes in the economy helped to contribute to the online education boom. Loss of jobs meant the pursuance of higher degrees to make the seeker look more appealing for future jobs, or simply because they now had the time and dedication to pursue. Online education means that extra fees such as mandatory health insurance, gym usage fees, and parking passes can be avoided, in addition to saving gas simply from making the drive to campus. With 62.4% of higher education institutions offering at least one online education program in 2011, the popularity of distance education is likely to continue to grow. However, it's not all rainbows and sunshine when it comes to online learning. Online learning can be isolating, with the official definition of online learning being 80% or greater solely online content. This leaves little room for face-to-face interaction with teachers or peers. Additionally, a study by the Babson Survey Research Group found that even with the boom in distance education, as of 2016, only 29.1% of educators found distance education to be a viable, legitimate method of delivering education. Educators also found that presenting online course content was more cumbersome and difficult than delivering in-person courses. Despite these setbacks, online education will likely continue to grow, making it imperative that schools remain competitive and relevant within the online market. Online student ambassadors can help to ease the mind of potential students, providing a first-hand, relatable experience that will allow connection in an often isolated online world. With so much stake being placed on online education, it's time to ask, what are the benefits of an online ambassador program? Their value can be found for three parties: the potential students, the ambassadors, and the institution. The potential students gain value from an ambassador program through connection with a student who has walked the walk and talked the talk, so to speak. By speaking with a student who has already gone through the often unknown challenge that is distance education, stress can be alleviated through questions asked, stories told, and connections made. The potential student is able to see that they are not alone in this new journey and can indeed make it through successfully as well. Secondly, the ambassadors themselves benefit from the program's implementation. Ambassadors gain a myriad of benefits, such as work experience, interpersonal skills such as communication and empathy, resume-boosting enhancements, and networking opportunities, whether through other alum or communication with the school. Finally, the institution can expect to increase their value through an ambassador program. Ambassadors have been shown to increase student enrollment. A study from the University of Manitoba found that 209 and 219 students were recruited to attend the freshman seminar course in 1996 and 1997. The following year, an ambassador program was implemented. 342 students and 365 students were recruited the 2 years post-program implementation, demonstrating the huge success this program can have on enrollments. Universities who employ students and offer valuable work experience are looked upon favorably, promoting more donations from alumni and recognition from the community. Now that we understand just how an ambassador program can benefit all parties involved, let's discuss how to implement the training. As stated before, the first tier of the training program will consist of university knowledge. Ambassadors must be knowledgeable regarding specific facts and figures of the institution that they represent. Ambassadors should be aware of the amount of students enrolled in online courses, the duration of an average course, when terms tend to fall, and the technology required to participate in class. Confidence in these facts and figures will help the potential student decide if an online course is the correct path for them. Although perhaps not the most exciting part of the ambassador training program, memorization of facts is essential to appearing knowledgeable and trustworthy when speaking with potential students. How do we encourage ambassadors to retain these facts that must be memorized? A study by Bhatti, Batur, Sundram, and Offman wanted to know the factors which assisted in training transfer, that is, the degree to which trainers apply knowledge, skills, behaviors, and attitudes gained during training. For this study, the researchers distributed 1,000 surveys to bankers in 11 prominent Malaysian banks. The bankers had all taken a training course previously, at the latest 12 months prior, in an attempt to strengthen the foundation of the Malaysian financial sector. The survey asked employees to rank, using a scale of 1 to 5, their agreeance with questions relating to training, training retention, and training transfer. Some examples of the questions included, I still remember the main topics that I have learned during the training course, and training increases my autonomy at work. Of the 1,000 distributed surveys, 503 were viable for continuation in the study. The research hypothesized that training transfer would be aided by a variety of factors, including instrumentality, readiness to learn, and peer and mentor support. Instrumentality, as defined by Guerrero and Sayer, is the employee's perception that their efforts in training will enable them to gain rewards at work. These rewards can be either intrinsic or extrinsic. Intrinsic rewards are driven by internal motivation. An example of intrinsic rewards would be working hard because you have a desire to learn more and better yourself as a person. The study found that intrinsic rewards had a large positive effect on the retention and transfer of learning. Additionally, intrinsic rewards such as commendations and acknowledgement of a job well done also increase the employee's motivation to continue to learn. Surprisingly, extrinsic rewards, or those that are based on more physical assets, such as monetary compensation, did not increase the retention or transfer of training knowledge. Finally, the study found that the transfer motivation, or the employee's desire to use their newly gained knowledge and skills, has a large impact on the amount of content retained. Being clear with employees about how the training relates to their skill set and will be utilized during work can greatly increase the retained and transferred knowledge once training is complete. The results of this study indicate that intrinsic rewards are the best motivator for retention and transfer of training material, in addition to an understanding of how the training is applicable to their day-to-day lives. It should be noted, however, that some limitations of this study include a limited population, that of Malaysian bankers, and a rather small sample size. To further prove these hypotheses, the study could be performed on different working sectors, as well as in different areas of the world. What can be taken away from Bhatti, Batur, Sundram, and Othman's study? Their study demonstrates the importance of an internal motivation and drive from student ambassadors. Ambassadors who have no personal stake in the program or are only in it for the monetary compensation are less likely to retain and apply the training, therefore hindering their deliverance of material to potential students. Ambassadors must be made aware of the value of an ambassador program. The program will give the ambassadors valuable interpersonal skills, to be discussed at a later time, experience interacting with others, and the positive feelings gained from helping a fellow student make a difficult and important decision. These altruistic feelings will help to carry the ambassador forward in the program, especially after hearing that a student they spoke to made the plunge and applied to the school due to their persuasion. This knowledge of the skills that can be gained from the program will help to drive the ambassador to wholeheartedly participate in the program, with the knowledge of the success and positive outcomes that wait on the other side. Additionally, by making it clear the purpose of each of the training tiers, ambassadors will understand how training can benefit and impact their own performance. Relaying facts and figures to students on a daily basis will make the training regarding these facts and figures that much more important, increasing the ambassador's motivation to learn the training material thoroughly. Tier 2 of the training program involves ensuring that ambassadors understand how to use the technology given to them when it comes to interacting with students. Oftentimes, students are impatient to learn how the school can relate to them, and glitches or holdups in technology can frustrate and cause them to abandon speaking with an ambassador altogether. Due to the wide range of technology available, ambassadors must be taught to interact with said media in a savvy and efficient way. Different generations of ambassadors must be taught in different ways as well. Although the most recent generation, Generation Y, is perceived to be experienced and savvy in relation to technology, a study by Tay Angeline asserts that trainers should prevent the appearance of any cognitive gaps between the expectations and perceptions of employees from different generational groups, lest the expectations be lower than the perception. In other words, if an older generation finds that the trainer has too much confidence in their ability to use the Zoom platform, they may become frustrated and uncooperative during training. Conversely, however, if training is too easy, then as discussed before, there is no motivation to learn it, making retention and training transfer unlikely. A recent 2016 study found that adults dedicate 10 hours a day staring at a screen, whether the computer, tablet, or their phone, indicating that this portion of the training will likely be compact and fairly quick to implement. The third tier of training, and perhaps the most important tier of all, is that of interpersonal skills. Before diving into interpersonal skills, however, let's define what hard and soft skills consist of. Hard skills are the technical expertise needed to do a job, perform a task, or run a machine. It is the knowledge needed for a job and is easily transferred between people. It can be written down in a manual or sent via email. Most often, hard skills are the items listed on resumes as they are quantifiable aspects of a person. Hard skills are often measured through IQ tests or grades and relate to an individual's cognitive ability. Soft skills, however, are equally, if not more valued in today's workplace. Interpersonal skills, oftentimes called people skills or soft skills, are the personal attributes or traits that individuals possess. They are often innate, hard to teach, and not easily transferred from person to person. However, soft skills and the research behind their importance, especially in the workplace arena, is becoming more common. One study performed by Klaus found that 75% of long-term job success relies on these soft skills, while only 25% consists of technical knowledge or hard skills. Another study by Wilhelm found that soft skills were rated as number 1 in importance for the entry-level success in a job. It's clear that soft skills are increasingly important when it comes to acquiring a job in today's technology-forward workplace. No longer are technical skills needed, those for operating machinery and running a production line, but rather an increased emphasis is being placed on the personality traits of employees. Human capital is the knowledge that employees possess and is unique to individuals and essential in a competitive marketplace, as it is difficult for competitors to duplicate or steal. A study by Marcel M. Robles attempted to define the top 10 skills needed in today's workplace as defined by business executives. 49 business executives were given a questionnaire following an interview with a student in a junior-level business course. The questionnaire asked the executives to list the top 10 skills they thought were most important to workplace success. Of these listed answers, the list was narrowed down to the top 26 most common listed soft skills. The executives were again given a questionnaire, this time consisting of the top 26 soft skills. They were asked to rank the skills on a scale of 1 to 5 in regards to importance. The findings were quite clear. All the executives surveyed rated integrity and communication as very important or extremely important. 84% rated courtesy as extremely important, and 71% stated that responsibility was a valuable trait. Surprisingly, for as important as these skills appear to be, they are not often taught directly in school. Oftentimes, mimicry can be used to obtain the desired trait, but it takes time and self-reflection to truly shape someone's personality. A study by Heckman and Kautz found that personality traits can predict later life outcomes as comparably as cognitive ability. The strongest predictors of later life success included conscientiousness, which was defined as the ability to be perseverant and hardworking. The Perry Preschool program demonstrates how personality traits can be changed in a beneficial way to enhance later life skills. Children aged 3 to 4 were taught social skills in a plan, do, review format. They planned a task, such as successfully cooperating with others, executed it, and then reviewed the results with their teachers and other students, obviously in a 3 to 4-year-old manner. Although the program found that the treatment did not improve the student's IQ in a lasting way, a significant rate of return, 6 to 10%, was found later in life in regards to household earnings, career success, and other important factors. A limitation of this study is of course the young population, as this method could not be applied to working adults as well, and the sample size was quite small, only about 100 students were tested. However, the study shows that with practice and encouragement, soft skills indeed can be learned and bettered. However, the National Union of Students found that new graduates are indeed falling short of these soft skill expectations, making teaching and training in them essential for growth and success. To improve graduate soft skills, researchers Woods, Felder, Rue-Garcia, and Stice cite that the skills will be taught during the training or course must be explicitly stated. Students should understand the relevance of the skill and how it will be applied in their daily lives. Additionally, they suggest providing extensive practice in the application of the skill using structured and relevant activities and prompt and specific feedback. Finally, the skill must be monitored as to its application and success. Another study which supports the work of Woods, Felder, Rue-Garcia, and Stice is that of Chinette Neely. Neely discussed how active learning can indeed be used to develop soft skills required by managers at organizations. 20 first-generation college students participated in the study with a combination of genders, races, and their current state of employment. The first activity involved a simulation in which students were tasked with evaluating job applications, resumes, and business notices, correcting them both orally as well as written with a virtual team. A second activity asked students to analyze problems with included cultural awareness. Students were tasked with solving these problems through the development of short scenarios in which they needed to clearly communicate what the issues were and how they would solve them. This task allowed them to increase their understanding of a continually growing and ever more diverse workforce and provided them with problem-solving tools when they inevitably encounter strife in their future careers. Teams were also tasked with analyzing ethical challenges and orally presenting a professional code of ethics that could help to resolve the ethical dilemmas. This activity enabled students to use critical thinking skills and clearly articulate their ideas. At the end of the course, students completed a survey in which they reported a gain in self-confidence, improved oral and written communication skills, and a better understanding of the benefits of the organization and employee relationships. One drawback to this study is that it lacks long-term results. It would be interesting to see if the participants had gained jobs due in large part to their social skills, or whether this course was able to be applied with positive results to their day-to-day lives. Additionally, this study could be conducted in other arenas with other combinations of participants. Are these lessons important, and how can they be applied to the ambassador training program? The studies demonstrate the importance of personality traits, soft skills, and their application in the workplace. Gone are the days when technical skills were enough to get a person hired. Instead, employees want well-rounded individuals who can not only perform the task, but clearly and confidently state how and why they did so. A European study done by Andrew and Higson studied what employers want in recent university graduates and found that soft skills were high on the list of essential qualities looked for when hiring. An Austrian employer stated that presentations are very important, as are communication skills. During the ambassador program, students will be presenting and communicating with potential students on a daily basis. It is how they will influence students to join the university and therefore must be a natural part of their personality. This aspect of the training program will help students to speak with clarity and eloquence, effectively persuading students to join their alma mater. In addition to communication skills, the second highly valued skill in the workplace, according to Robles' study, is integrity. Integrity is defined by Robles as being honest, ethical, and doing what's right. It is important for the ambassadors to have integrity as they will be treading a fine line between being representatives for the university and advocates for the potential students. If ambassadors tell students that the university is perfect, the potential student will likely shy away from joining, knowing that the ambassador is not being honest in their evaluation. However, if the ambassador lists all of the university's faults, the school will not want to work with them, as they will not be an asset to enrollment and retention. Integrity also includes speaking up for what is right. As another Austrian employer quoted in Andrew and Higson's study, they need to be able to express their ideas, meaning that meek personalities are unlikely to be heard. These two skills, among others, will not only be taught during the ambassador program, but will be applicable outside of it in future careers. As has been demonstrated throughout the studies, students who have business savvy, the ability to relate to others, and a strong foundation of positive personality traits are more likely to get hired than those who simply rely on their IQ. I would like to suggest that online ambassador programs could greatly benefit online programs. However, they must be implemented thoughtfully and deliberately, which includes a well-planned training program for the ambassadors themselves. The training program itself should not be implemented as a one-time program, but rather a yearly required course. As university facts and information change, new technology is developed, and interpersonal skills require refreshing. Ambassadors should be evaluated quarterly to ensure that they are performing their job satisfactorily, as well as to provide constructive feedback. According to No, feedback is part of the process called gratifying and is necessary for ambassadors to adapt and revise their skills. In addition to constructive feedback, positive feedback should also be awarded, ensuring those who are performing well that they are appreciated and valued. An online ambassador program would help to convince students in the sea of online programs that the ambassador's alma mater is the best. Today's world is overwhelmed with technology. It's nearly impossible to leave the house without seeing someone using a cell phone, attend work with the absence of a computer, or use the gym without the presence of a television. So with all of these technological advances and a purely technological learning format, why is the ambassador program necessary for a university's strategic goals? The university wants two things: an ever-increasing ROI as well as success of their students. An increasing ROI equals monetary gain, but success of their students keeps more enrolling and coming back for higher education programs. This is where the ambassadors come into play. Online courses can feel isolating, and it's important for the ambassadors to connect with the student and remind them that there are still human connections to be had and value to be gained from engaging in an online program. Additionally, ambassadors are a source to be trusted, as they have attended the university themselves and have first-hand knowledge as to the classes, course content, and professors. With the looming fear of technology taking over, ambassadors provide a role that technology cannot replace. Their conversations with students are real, as are their experiences, and instead of pitting the two against each other, human versus machine, universities should combine these two items to create a program well-designed and influential. In order for an ambassador program to experience success, all parties must be convinced of its value. Buy-in is necessary. A study by Cox states that students listen to other students. This informal communication structure is one that industries rely on in today's media-heavy world. Instagram can be used as an example. The recent spike of celebrities promoting products has increased greatly in the past year. However, ambassadors are a more honest form of endorsements, as their time is not rewarded with large monetary compensation and they have experience at said university they are promoting. According to the Pew Research Center, 82% of adults say they at least sometimes read online customer reviews or ratings before purchasing items for the first time. In a sense, student ambassadors are a review of a product, the university, and they must provide an honest yet convincing review that the potential student will find value in attending the university. Forbes also stated that 43% of millennials rank authenticity over content when consuming news, again emphasizing the importance of a well-planned training program which emphasizes integrity. Universities must also be convinced of the value of an ambassador program. They stand to lose potential students if an ambassador does a poor job of recruitment and can also be hurt if the potential student decides to speak negatively about their experience. It is important for the university as a stakeholder to fully support the program, whether providing ambassadors with rewards for participation or simply through varied check-ins to ensure that they have the necessary resources to perform their jobs adequately. In addition to gaining buy-in from all parties, technology should also be embraced in the online ambassador's role. As the program itself is online, Ambassadors should be showcasing the university's technological capabilities, as if to say, hey, look at the technology we have for our ambassador program, just think of the technology we have with our online programs. Ease of technology usage is a great determinant in a student's online success, and this first look at the school's technology capabilities will tell the student what is to come in their online schooling experience. In conclusion, an online ambassador program will benefit all parties involved. The Tri-Fold training program encompassing university knowledge, technological usage, and interpersonal skills will not only benefit the ambassador program, but the ambassadors themselves, as the skills can be transferred to other aspects of their life. These benefits should be clearly communicated to the ambassadors as a way to recruit them to the program, emphasizing the necessity of soft skills in today's workforce. A successful online ambassador program will help encourage students to apply to the university and make them feel a welcomed addition. The uniqueness of an online program coupled with an online ambassador program will allow universities who participate in its production and implementation to stand out above the rest.